Get the latest Zacks research, analysis, and rankings on exchange-traded funds in Exploring ETFs. We're going to talk about agribusiness ETFs with our ETF strategist, Eric Dutram, here, who's got some newsworthy information on this sector to talk about. It's been a rough stretch for agribusiness stocks, huh?
Definitely, and particularly in the fertilizer space. This segment, as represented by the Zacks industry rank, is actually one of the 15 worst industries right now.
Why?
There's been a lot of issues in the space with demand and kind of supply problems as well. And this has really pushed down estimates across the board in a lot of companies here, and a lot of weakness going into some earnings reports. And then there was also some big news yesterday out of one of the cartels.
That's interesting. Yesterday being July the 30th.
Exactly.
Okay, what happened there?
Well, there's actually two cartels in the potash world, and these two combine to make up 70% of the world's supply of the product. And this is used in fertilizers, helps to boost crop yields. And one of them, with the, and forgive my pronunciation of some of these names here, Uralkali, it's part of the big Russian, Belarusian potash cartel. They said, hey, we're done. We don't want any more of this cartel. We want to try and, boost our production and, kind of get out of this, kind of end the whole price fixing situation that they got there. This looks like to really boost supply across the board and probably reduce prices. And while this is great news for farmers and, consumers, it's really going to be a tough time for potash because it's going to, really increase the competition.
Any other factors there that we need to know about?
This is actually a huge deal, and I know personally I'm not a huge potash guy into the industry.
Okay.
But one analyst, according to Reuters, had said this was the equivalent of Saudi Arabia leaving OPEC. So as you can imagine, this is having a huge impact on the potash market.
Yes. What is the impact exactly?
Well, there's a couple potash companies that trade here in the U.S. POT, AGU, and MOS are the three biggest, and these were all crushed after this report came out. AGU lost about 5.5%, and the other two on that list lost over 15% on the day.
So those were the ones basically hit by the news.
Exactly. They were really crushed down by it, and the outlook is going to continue to be pretty bad for these. And as I mentioned before, they have a pretty terrible Zacks industry rank going into this news. So, it could be another rough stretch for these companies.
Another mover in the space, PAGG?
Right. If you look at the ETF world, first we're going to start off with the most popular agribusiness ETF. That's MOO.
Okay.
And this is Market Vectors Fund. And some of its top 10 holdings include those three aforementioned products. And this one was down about 4.4% on the day. And then going back to PAGG, that's another popular product in the space, although not quite as popular as MOO. This one was down about 5% on the day, and once again, it holds big allocations to those three companies that are, kind of the North American cartel.
And then there's a more concentrated play.
Right. The app ticker of SOIL, S-O-I-L, fertilizer and potash ETF. This one usually isn't that popular, but given the news, trading volume spiked about 10 times the normal day, and while it's not as concentrated in those big three that I had mentioned, it does have obviously a focus on the industry, has a lot of international exposure, and this product was down almost 9% on the day, so it was really hurt by this news.
So performance in general of these?
If you look at the 10-day chart of these three, as you can see, they're all down pretty significantly. Soil down almost 10% in the past 2 weeks, and the other two down about 5 and maybe a third %. So it's been a pretty rough stretch, and with the outlook of the space and the impact of the cartel breaking up, it could continue to be a rough stretch for these ETFs and the stocks.
Okay. Do you own any of those ETFs?
I do not.
All right. Some timely talk on agribusiness ETFs. Hey, if you want to know more about the ETF space, you find a lot of interesting and timely articles in the ETF section of Zacks.com. All you need to do is scroll over the Funds tab at the top of the home page, and within that tab, there's an ETF option. Just click on that. It'll take you right to the ETF section of Zacks.com. With Eric, I'm Terry Ruffalo.